Hello, good people. My name is Janice, and I'm coming at you today from Venice Beach in Southern California. When I last met with you, I told you that I had to stop videotaping for a while because I needed to focus on my studies. Well, education falls under Article 26 of the Universal Declaration of Human Rights, and that's why I want to talk about it with you today. I'm wearing shades because it's sunny out here and I want to get my California on. My California on. So I had to stop videotaping in November. I'm back at school studying German and Arabic so that eventually I will be able to work with Arab refugees in Berlin. So I started out with 2 classes, as I had mentioned. And let me take a step back. The week that classes started was the week before Labor Day weekend, which is a holiday. So I take my homework with me and decide I'm going to purchase Wi-Fi so that I can get my homework done on the plane, which was a waste of time and money because I couldn't get to the website that I wanted to for some reason. It was an interactive textbook, and I just couldn't get my work done. So when we land, I wasn't in St. Paul an hour before we get into a car accident. And as the weekend wore on, I started feeling worse and worse. It was just hard to concentrate on anything. I don't even know if I was able to turn in my homework that week, or if I did, it wasn't on time. In any event, that was September. October comes around and I get this respiratory infection that I mentioned in the earlier video. And while I'm resting, I'm on my bed trying to catch up on one of my other classes, my other class, a media studies class that required lecture, lab, and then work outside of the classroom. I'm laying in bed trying to get this work done and falling asleep because I'm just too sick to do the work. In the meantime, I'm getting 20s and 30s in my Arabic class, and I'm like, something's got to give. So I dropped the media studies class to focus on Arabic. My grades climbed up to 50s, which was moving the right direction, but it wasn't passable. I wasn't making passable grades. I started doing extra credit. I was always prepared for class. I did get the highest scores in class preparation and participation, but when it came to those exams was not reflecting what I knew. In any event, November comes around, and that's when I did my last video from St. Paul, when I was complaining how cold it was, and I told you that my brother-in-law was sick. He was going under surgery, and he's fine now. So those who prayed, thank you very much. Those prayers are appreciated. After that, I get back to school, and I didn't miss any classes or work or anything, but it's just that the distraction from worrying about whether my brother-in-law was going to survive this particular procedure was weighing on me, and I didn't realize how much until after we got the good news that he was doing well, that he did well. So I have 5 weeks left. I have to do something with these grades, and my grades really didn't improve much, but the whole time I kept telling myself, you've experienced a lot of successes in your life. You can do this. You have studied other languages without any detriment to grades, and you can do this. I just kept telling myself, you can do this, and psyching myself up and thanking God for every mistake that I learned about before I took those tests. And even though I didn't get good results, my goal was to learn Arabic, which is what I did. So I kept thinking, I have to be persistent. And I thought of 2 people in particular. One woman in Mozambique who moved away from her home in Maputo, I believe it was, or the other way around. Anyway, there was a civil war. She had to leave school. Well, actually, she had to leave her town, and she moved to Maputo. And when she was able to move back to her home, she wanted to continue the schooling that she began in the capital of Mozambique. So she walked 10 miles to get to school, and now she's the first woman in her community to get a high school diploma. Currently, she is a country director that helps women get education and become self-sufficient by producing jewelry, which I have purchased, beautiful African jewelry. Also, while I was a litigator in New York, the best witness that I ever had was at risk of losing his home. The distraction of not having the stability of a home so that he could finish his associate's degree at a local community college was weighing on him. This past May, he graduates from NYU with a master's in social work. Those are the type of people whose pictures are in the dictionary under persistence. I'll provide links to their stories below. And I say all that to say that even though we have rights to certain things, we have to work hard to attain what we want in life, regardless of what those rights articulate. As much as I struggle with my Arabic, I don't think my struggle was any greater than their struggles. I think they had a lot more to deal with than I did in learning this language. But to make a long story short, this Thursday I begin Arabic beginner level 2. So I made it. I took credit, no credit, so it wouldn't impact my GPA, but I did achieve the goal, and I'm so happy to continue and upload again every other week this time. And I'll see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.